So page 3 of the rotational trigonometry lesson, we're going to do a little bit of problem solving this time. So instead of just writing down the ratios, we have to think about what information we're given so we can write down other ratios. They're telling us this time that cos m equals 3/7 in the fourth quadrant. Well, first of all, I need to think about quadrants, how quadrants work. Quadrants are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. So in part A here, where they're saying we're in the fourth quadrant, we know we have a triangle that goes down to the right. Okay. We also know we're dealing with a sine ratio. So if we think about Sir Sixer-Tix for a second, the cos ratio says x over r. So x has to be 3 and r has to be 7. So the only thing we're really missing is our y value. And we know that this is a right angle triangle, so we can use the Pythagorean idea of a squared, b squared, c squared. In our case, 3 squared plus y squared equals r squared. If we rearrange that, we get 7 squared minus 3 squared. So y squared is 40, and y is the square root of 40. Okay, now, no thinking thing here. So y is the square root of 40, except we're going down the axis. Right? We're going this way. And usually when we go down the axis, y values are negative. So we need to put a negative sign in front of that root 40. Okay, not inside the root, but in front of it to make that value negative. Now the question asks us for other two ratios. So we were given the cos. Let's write down the sine. The sine is Sir, that's y, which we just said was negative root 40 over r. R was 7. And tan. Tan was Tix. Y, negative root 40 over x. And x was 3. And there we've solved the other two ratios that we were missing. If you want to try the second one yourself, this would be a good time to do that. Okay, we're told that tan is in the third quadrant. Quadrant 3 is here. It's right angle. Tan is Tix according to our ratio over here. So my y value is 2 and my x value is 15. But wait a second. If I go down, we decided a second ago that should be a negative. And if I go to the left on the axis, that's also usually a negative. So those are both negatives. I'm hoping you would agree that negative 2 over negative 15, two negatives make a positive, right? So it's kind of one of those little tricks there. Okay, we're missing r. So what do we got? X squared and y squared. The order doesn't matter here. I put them in the opposite order this time, but we're squaring them and adding them. Okay, we're going to get 229 for r squared. And that doesn't root nicely, so r is going to be root 229. R cannot be negative, just to point out. R is the radius of a circle, it's a measurement. So we never get a negative for r, though x and y can be negatives. Okay, I want to find sine and cos. So the sine one, that'd be the y, the negative 2 over root 229, and cos, that'd be the x one, and we said x was negative 15 over root 229. And that's so we can sort of problem solve a little bit with rotation and trigonometry. So our objective today is can we write down the ratios, we figure out where things are, which quadrants they're in, and have the right combinations of x, y's, and r's using Sir Sixer-Tix.